Yarny friends, I'm Sara Sach and welcome to my crochet channel and welcome to Friday Fun Day. Now last week we did the baby chicks and we decided we needed a mama chick to take care of those baby chicks. And so this week we're going to do the mama chick. I again used the pom-pom yarn from Premier and I love how the white one worked with all those spots in it. If you want to look at all the different colors of the pom-pom yarn, you can click that Premier link underneath this video and go and take a look at it. They have some beautiful, beautiful chunky Parfait yarns. Some with spots, some in neons, and then your regular pastel colors. Now you can find this free crochet pattern on my blog, and as always, I'll put that blog link down in the notes underneath this video. So what do we need to make our mama chick so she can take care of her baby chicks? We're going to be using this Parfait. It's called Let's Glow. It is a chunky pom-pom, which is a bulky 6. And I love this. I think it's stitched up beautifully for the body of our mama chick. And so this is what we're using. For that, you're going to need approximately 3.5 ounces. I had a little bit left over on my demo, so I'm going to say between 3 and 3.5 ounces. All right, then you're going to need a small amount to make her beak. You'll need a little bit of black medium weight, number 4 worsted weight to make the eyes. And then we're going to use this beautiful blue to make her comb. I always called him a crown on top of a chicken because she's a lady, right? But you can call it a comb if you want to. It's just the little shells on top of her head. And I decided to do it in a blue because I thought that the orange didn't make it look as pretty. And I just really liked the way it looked because it's an Easter chick. It's not your typical mama hen in your chicken coop. But of course, if you've got some red or some pink or another color, you can certainly use that. And this yellow and this blue are also pom-pom Premier chunky. And I love it for this project. We're going to be stitching with our J hook, which is a 6mm. And I know this yarn calls for a larger hook. It says 8mm. But because we're making a stuffy, I want our stitches tighter and I don't want that stuffing to show through. And again, you're going to need some stuffing. Just your basic polyester fiber fill. Here's a needle for weaving in ends and sewing on our eye. And then, of course, a pair of scissors. Now, before we go on and get started, I will tell you, I will put my affiliate link for the Premier website underneath this video in the notes if you want to go and just look at all the colors that this Premier Parfait Chunky have. And also the Premier Parfait Chunky also has solids without the pom-poms in it that are bright neon colors that are just gorgeous. So there's lots of different options to make your chicks as well as your mama chick. I've put my gold mat down since we're doing white and it's hard to see on a white surface. All right, so we're going to begin with our slip knot. And we're going to loosely chain 42 chains. Now you do not want to stitch these very tight because this fuzzy yarn, it's a little bit difficult sometimes in finding your stitches. And we're going to be starting from the bottom of our hen or chicken and stitching our way up, and then we'll be stuffing it from the bottom, similar to how we made our baby chicks. All right, so we're going to stitch 42 chains just a little bit loosely. I have loosely chained 42 chains. We're going to join this into a circle and be careful not to twist your chain. We'll go right in that first chain. There we go. We'll join with a slip stitch and chain 3. All right, so now what we're going to do, our chain 3 counts is our first stitch, so we'll go right in that next one and stitch a double crochet. And we're going to stitch 1 double crochet in each of those chains around. And again, this is why I wanted to go with the J hook instead of the 8mm, because our J hook is a 6mm, so our stitches are going to be tighter. We don't want that stuffing to show through. So we're going to stitch 1 double crochet in each of our chains, working all the way around. I have stitched 1 double crochet in each of my chains around, so I have 42 double crochets. We're going to join to our chain 3 with a slip stitch and chain 3. Now what we're going to do on row 2 is we're going to do a little bit of increasing just to kind of spread the bottom of our chicken out, all right? So our chain 3 counts as our first, and so we're going to double crochet in the next 2. And then we'll stitch 2 double crochets in the next. 1 and 2. And so our repeat around for row 2 is 1 double crochet in the next 3. 1, 2, 3, and then 2 double crochets in the next double crochet. 1 and 2. 1 double crochet in the next 3. 1, 2, 3, and 2 double crochets in the next. And you'll continue to repeat this all the way around for row 2. I have completed row 2, stitching 1 double crochet in the next 3 and 2 in the next. And when you get to the end, you're going to have 2 you did in the next, and then you'll have 2 stitches left over. And so you'll just stitch 1 double crochet in those last 2 stitches. And then you'll join to your chain 3 and chain 3. And on row 2, you're going to have 52 double crochets. Now what we're going to do for row 3 is we're just going to stitch 1 double crochet in each of our stitches around. Our chain 3 counts as our first, so we'll go right in the next stitch and we'll just stitch 1 double crochet in each of our double crochets, working all the way around our chick, or I should say Momma Chick or chicken or lady hen, Easter chick, whatever you want to call her. I say she's the mama hen to keep the baby chicks in order. Alrighty, so I'm just going to stitch 1 double crochet in each of our double crochets around and join back to our chain 3. I have completed row 3, 1 double crochet in each of our stitches around. I've joined to my chain 3 and chained 3. And so now what we're going to do is just continue making the body of the Momma Chick. So we're going to repeat row 3 for 5 more rows. Just 1 double crochet in each of our double crochets around, join back to our chain 3 and chain 3. So we're repeating row 3 for 5 more times. I have repeated that 5 more times, so that brings us up to row 8. And now we're going to form the tail feathers, the back of the chick, and then of course the neck and head. All right, so we're going to do the tail feathers next. So we joined our chain 3, but we only chained 1. And now we're going to chain 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And we're going to join to that first chain with a slip stitch. Now we're going to repeat that. Only this time we're only going to chain 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And we're going to join right in that same chain. And we're going to do this one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And again, join right back to that first chain with a slip stitch. All right. I'm going to do a chain 1 just so you can take a look at that. This is Mama Hen's tail feathers. She has 3. The baby chicks only have 2. All right, so we took that chain 1 out because it was just there to keep the tail feathers from coming undone. And what we're going to do is we're going to be stitching the front and the back portion together for the back of our Mama Chick. So we're going to go in the first 2 stitches here and stitch a slip stitch, and then we're going to slip stitch in the next one. And that just makes it nice and tight for those tail feathers to stay put. Now we're going to stitch 1 single crochet in the next 11 stitches, stitching them front and the back together. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. So we've stitched the front and the back together for the first 13 stitches, 2 slip stitches and 11 single crochets. Now we're going to do the neck portion. All right, and we're going to do this with double crochets. So we're going to double crochet in the next stitch, but we're only going in the front. And we're going to stitch around this opening. So we're placing 1 double crochet in each of those stitches. And we're going to go around this opening. And we're going to have 26 double crochets because we're going to have 13 on this side and 13 on the back side. And this is forming the neck portion of our chick. Or I should say, Mama Chick. All right, so you can see I'm just going all the way around. And I'll join back to this first double crochet. I have stitched around the neck opening, and you should have 26 double crochets. We're going to join to this first double crochet and chain 3. And now we're just going to stitch 1 double crochet in each of the double crochets around. And this is just making the neck portion for our Mama Chick, of course. All right, so I'm just again going to stitch 1 double crochet in each of those double crochets, working all the way around the neck portion. So I have completed that last row of 1 double crochet, and each double crochet I joined to my chain 3 and chained 1. Now we're going to hook this together and form the top of our chick head. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to go in those first 2 stitches, 1 on this side and 1 on this side, and we're going to stitch a single crochet, and then we'll stitch 1 in the next 5. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And what we're doing is closing up the head of our chicken like we did with the back, stitching the front and back together. All right, so now we're going to stitch 4 half double crochets. 1 half double crochet in the next 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and you can see that brings it up just a little bit. And now we're going to stitch 2 double crochets in the next 2. One, 2, then we'll go to the next one. 1, 2, and now we're going to stitch 1 double crochet in the next, and that leaves 1 stitch there, and we're just going to slip stitch that stitch closed. And it's real important that you get that slip stitch in there, because that will leave a hole if you don't get that slip stitch in there. And you can see this is the shape of the top of our Momma Chick's head. And now we can clip our yarn. Whoa! This is a fuzzy yarn. You'll probably have a little bit of a mess, but it's okay. It is totally worth it. And I'm just pulling that to the inside. So the body of our Momma Chick is all complete. Now we're going to make the beak, and then we're going to make the, what I call the crown, but it's actually the comb. The beak is very similar to the beak on the baby chicks, only we're making it just a little bit longer. So we're going to make our slip knot and chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're going to slip stitch in the second chain from the hook. Then we'll single crochet in the next, half double crochet in the next, and then double crochet in that last chain. All right, make sure you start with the long chain, or a long tail I mean, on your beak, and then end with a long one, because we're going to use that to attach it to our Momma Chick. All right, let's grab our Momma Chick. And we're going to place that beak right here on the front of her so she can squeak at her babies. So we're going to go not in the top portion. We're going to go right under that. Make sure you go in a stitch and pull 1 string to the inside. Make sure we got that. There we go. And then we'll go to that stitch right below it. Make sure you go in through the stitch and not through a hole. And pull that in. Okay, now we're going to go inside. Okay, and this is where we ended, and this is our 2 strings for our beak. So we're going to go ahead and just tie that securely. We don't want our beak coming off. And then we're going to go ahead and tie this onto this. And this is just to keep it in place. And we're not going to worry about those because we're going to stuff it. So we'll just leave those inside. I need to pull the beak on just a little tighter, it looks like. There we go. That's better. We'll give it another good knot. I want my Momma Chick to be able to be played with without losing her beak. Oh, that's much better. There we go. So there's Momma Chick's beak. Now the crown is optional, or the comb as you say, but I'm going to show you how to do it. So we're going to take our Momma Chick and turn her over. And we're going to go in that first double crochet, bring in our yarn, just like that. We're going to skip the next one, and we're going to place 3 half double crochets in that next double crochet. All right, now we'll go in the next stitch and stitch a slip stitch. Then we'll go in the next stitch and stitch 3 half double crochets. 1, 2, 3. And now we'll go to the next stitch and stitch a slip stitch. All right, and then we'll go ahead and cut that. See, it takes very little yarn to make that. All right, and so again, we're going to pull that in, or I should say weave that in. And we'll take our needle, and we're going to weave that in so it stays nice and secure. We want this to be able to be played with and not lose her crown. And again, I chose to use this blue one because I have it, and I like it because it's Eastery and springy. But you can also use another color. It's totally up to you and your design choices. All right, so weave that back up in there. She's got her a nice little crown now, and we'll cut these strings. All right, there's her crown, there's her beak. All right, let's make Momma Chick's eye. So what we're going to do is we're going to come up here. I've threaded on some black yarn onto my needle. And you want to make sure you go through some stitches and not the holes, or you'll lose your stitches, okay? And I'm doing it as slant today. And you want to make sure you come through on this side as well. So Momma Chick has two eyes. She looks a little cross, doesn't she? Maybe she's tired of running after those baby chicks. There we go. And we'll just pull that to the inside. And we'll grab this one. I started with the short one there. Let's grab that with my crochet hook. There we go. We'll pull it inside. And just tie a knot so that it stays put. We don't want our eye coming out. All right, so now Momma Chick has an eye. Well, the last thing we need to do is stuff our Momma Chick. And it's up to you the amount of stuffing that you want to use. I want her to be nice and squishy. A little more right in there. All right, and so now I'm just going to stitch it closed. So we're going to just take our needle and matching yarn. And we're just going to stitch some whip stitches. Put the tail yarn inside. And now we'll just go across those stitches. Try to go into each one, closing it up securely. Now you could have used slip stitches or single crochet stitches if you wanted to close it up, but I just wanted to use a needle and just whip stitch it. I'm going to try to bring the point in just a little so it's not quite so pointed. And then if I have extra yarn, I'll just go right back down the way I came just to make sure it stays closed. Because I guarantee you this Momma Chick is going to get played with. And then we'll do the same thing on this end. So it's not quite so pointy. We'll just bring that in a little bit. And then we'll go down in there. We'll swivel that needle around in the stuffing and then just come back up. And that's why it's important to make sure, even though you're using a bigger needle, that you've got a nice point on the end to get through all that stuffing. There we go. So after looking at my Momma Chick, I didn't like how pointed the back of her neck was. So I just took some more of the white yarn and kind of pushed it in and closed that point up because I didn't like that pointed portion on the back. But this is our Momma Chick, She's here to take care of her baby chicks and keep them in line. And I think this was so much fun to make. The set is just fun to play with. Makes a great spring decoration. Or if you're just a chicken lover, great chicken decoration. I just love it. It's super cute, super squishy, and super fun. Another fun Friday Fun Day project.